Hello, everybody. It looks like Frazzled is here. I'm so glad you got your shirt and that you love it. That's awesome. I hope it fits and all that. Everything's great. That's really awesome. That's good. And hopefully we have NY2 LA in here. I will say no, he was not found. Honestly, I don't know that he's going to be. Um, and Jenny Lee, if you're in here, thank you so much for that. Hello, Channel Hopper. And there's Mr. Snotty. He's here. Hello, Texas Life. Hey, Beck. I know we're going to have new people that we haven't normally had in our lives. Oh, wow. Hello, Mel. Hey, Susan. Awesome. We've got a good amount of people in here already. I will say it's really good. Hi, Mom Michelle. It's good to be back home. I will say that. Being home in my own bed was nice. Top hats. Hello. Your lives were really good. Coverage without all the chaos. Well, thank you for that. Thank you. I'm glad I'm glad you liked it. Oh, I didn't even see Big. Big is in the house. I missed that. Oh, the real Gypsy Soul. Hello. I interviewed one of the protesters first week. Oh, did you? I didn't know that. Hello, Lori, at the Kraken headquarters. Oh my goodness. Right? That was something else. Oh, isn't yeah. Lisa's really awesome. Thank you, Frazzle. Thank you. She's awesome. She is really, really good. I appreciate her. I think some of the things that I wanted to talk about, other than whatever you guys want me to talk about, um, I wanted to say that I'm not sure how I came across. I know for me, I have to just be myself. I have to be genuine, just what I do. So if I were to be really loud and all that, then that wouldn't be genuine. That wouldn't be who I am. I'm not trying to tell anybody how to behave at all. Um, if it's not my business, and if they weren't themselves, then they would be disingenuous as well. So I just want you to, I wasn't trying to say what I think anybody else should do. I know what I'm going to do. That's all I can say. Only person I can speak for is me. And so I wanted to make sure that everybody understood that I wasn't trying to act like I'm, even giving an opinion about what other people were doing. And I should have ignored a lot of this stuff that was being said to me, I think, because it clearly didn't pertain to me. I wasn't doing that. So I know I should have ignored some of it, and I apologize to you guys for that. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Oh, thank you, Lori. Oh, thank you, Channel Hopper. Yeah, I just know that I have to do me. That's all I can do. That's not going to work if I do it any other way. So, oh, thanks, Texas Life. Yeah, it went, I'm really glad that we did. At first, I was like, what's going on here? I was kind of worried that we weren't allowed to stay. I'm actually glad that I didn't even look to see that we possibly weren't allowed, because really, I'm just glad that we were able to do that. And did you all feel unsafe? Was it more ruckus in here? I didn't feel unsafe ever. Honestly, I really didn't. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on, and I'm not going to lie. Those, crackheads, for lack of better words, I don't know who they are, but I do know that they did not behave themselves. They did not. That is a fact. Um, and the thing is, what happened when Dolly got arrested, he got arrested for something that had happened prior, when the police had already been there and that had been handled. So it just really got crazy. Um, I was never in fear. Now, I was not over there whenever he took the bullhorn from her. I was watching, but I wasn't right there. I did know that she was going after the gal with the rake that was trying to just clean up the mess. That is a fact, for sure. And she's, she's kind of unhinged. I'm telling you, she was arguing with herself a lot. And when she was getting ready, I was watching that and I was like, I don't even know what she's getting ready to do, because it was taking her a really long time to just literally get a stroller out of the car. I thought she was setting up, I didn't know what. So there was a lot crazy about that. And she was literally talking to the police officer through the bullhorn, and twerking and singing, and it was extremely obnoxious. I myself wouldn't have called the police, but that's just, again, what I'm saying is I can only speak for myself. That's just who I am. Let me try to see what, oh, I keep forgetting that my kids bought me a new monitor, so now I can actually see without squinting. No, it wasn't handled. Dolly took off right after he did that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I wasn't quite sure about all that. He did leave. I didn't get that. Yeah, she was driving her car all right up on us and stuff. She was. No, she was, now I get that people are saying, that people were shouting and doing that kind of stuff. I saw that. That's not who I am. I don't do that. But nobody there was, you know, they weren't going physically towards her. Nobody did that. She did. She went there with the intent to cause. There's no question about that. She admitted that. She pretty much admits that. They're just some really, I don't know. People say they were sent there by somebody, being paid to be there. I don't know about any of that. I don't know who they are, but I know for sure that if I was sending somebody, I would send someone that was not clearly a problem. I mentioned it to you somewhere. What you witnessed was along you two. Oh, okay. Right. No, you know what? I do believe you're completely right about that, Top Hats. that was kind of clear, and it was very clear to me that didn't actually have anything to do with me. I don't know any of these people. um right. I think that and that was something that really frustrated me before I even got there, because I had already planned the trip, and then I saw that I didn't watch all of it, but I saw something about a taped conversation and all this stuff. And I thought, wow, I'm starting to feel like this is not about justice. I think it's about slinging mud. And I truly don't want anything to do with that. I'm not going to be any part of that. They were sent by a creator who was, yeah, right. Okay, yeah, it appeared to me that it was about slinging mud. And that's very disheartening, because so what it was telling me was that these people are blaming Molly and Betty and Doll, or whoever, whoever all, for being there for the wrong reasons, when clearly they were there for the wrong reasons. So I don't know. I can't tell you what anybody's heart says. I can't tell you their intentions. I can rely on me. That's all I got. I know how I feel. I know what I'm doing. But I do think for sure that um, they made it clear they were there for the wrong reasons. And I've said all along, whether I would do certain things or not is here nor there. I always believe that Molly has a big heart. That's how I feel about it. You know, do I know anybody for sure? Who does? Whoever does. I don't. Um, that's the way I feel. And who in the hell am I to say different? But when you start asking me what somebody is doing with money, well, that does. What am I supposed to say to that? I don't have a damn thing to do with it. That's clearly. But slinging sardines, cow. Okay, I don't know. Did you guys look at the picture I put up my thumbnail? That those weren't sardines. Those were not cans of sardines. Mm-mm. Those were, I counted at least, I want to say six, for sure six, if not more, heads that were, I'm telling you, that big. And the other pieces, that was not a can of sardines. No, it wasn't. And that's why I put that picture up. It was gross, and I really didn't want to put that picture up. But yes, they were fish heads, and then um, pieces of fish all over too. But there were big pieces of fish heads. And this is what you're dealing with. Some people who, I know that somebody said to me, well, if you really care, why aren't you out with signs and putting up posters? We already know he's not missing. We know that he's not alive. Um, it's not a case of us, going through things and looking everywhere. And these parents, this grandmother, and all this nonsense going on there, that is not a good look. Now, whether how much of that is illegal, I don't know. Obviously, it's not to act like an asshole. It's not illegal. But it's certainly not going to look good for anybody. I don't believe that it is. And when you're talking about going out and partying and then putting a bunch of crap, being extremely disrespectful to even your own grandson's memorial, that's just, how do you want people to feel towards you if that's how you're acting? And it gives a good indication of what kind of people you are. Billy Joel is twerking out. Yes. I've seen, when she was on Cher's show, I saw her doing that crackhead jaw thing, quite honestly. That's what I call it, because it's something that just like makes me crazy. I can't stand it. So yeah, we saw all of that. And I'm really glad I went. For a minute there, I was thinking, I don't even know if I should be here, because I really wasn't there to hassle. But and I didn't really hassle with anybody. I did tell that one that she is a liar, because she was. That's I saw it with my own eyes. So, and she is gross. And the things that she was saying were so foul and nasty. I can't even repeat them. I told my husband today what she said, and it was hard for me to even get it out of my mouth and tell him. That is how gross and nasty it was. So this is where we talk about, okay, is anybody really concerned about getting actual justice? I don't know. I don't know who it is that is concerned. I know that I am. I am fed up with CPS letting that shit go on. I am fed up with that. We see it all the time. And I really, really am very fed up with that. I don't know exactly what we're supposed to do. I mean, other than just make sure everybody knows about it. When does enough people get fed up? I don't know. I know that there's a lot of bureaucracy involved there. There is a lot of, I guess they're overworked. I only say that because I don't personally know that. I haven't worked there, and so I don't know. But this is what I hear. I hear they have a big case overload. That doesn't surprise me. And I know there's bureaucracy with anything involving the government. But whatever the hell the problem is, it's happening way too much. Way too much. When there are clear signs of abuse, it cannot continue to be overlooked. That is what was happening in that house, and it was known. Now, in my opinion, where I'm coming from, that is not even a police thing. It's really not. That is a CPS thing, if you ask me. They knew. They knew. My understanding is every one of those kids were born with drugs in their system. Now, I know in Arizona, if that happens, you don't get to take that child home with you. That child has to be under the care of somebody with, and supervised visits or something. That's the way that is. Now, I'm not trying to say that Arizona is any damn better once they get home, because who knows? I think that maybe they just ignore shit. I honestly, right. That, Mama B, that's exactly what you can't just let this go on. And for them to say that, she has charges filed on her, I don't know. I know that we all insisted that Casey Anthony get arrested, and that's what happened, and that didn't pan out well for us. I don't know the right answer. I don't. I have a very hard time believing that Billy Joe or Leilani are going to walk away from this unscathed. I don't think that they have any kind of inside, that they are getting any special treatment. I mean, not to be judgmental, but let's be for real. I mean, I don't think they're friends with anybody high up. It certainly doesn't look that way to me. I don't know if they are. No, you're absolutely right, Mel. I think you're right about that. That is what happens as a rule. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how many times you get to just leave town and leave, she left town and left the baby with somebody that was known to be unfit. I think maybe in my head, it's like, okay, she needed to make the money. She's the one working in the house. I don't really know how all that was, I don't know all those ins and outs. I also think that she really felt like maybe the babysitter was going to be a saving grace. And I think the babysitter tried to. But there's only so much you can do. Right. Jennifer, yeah, this is the way I think it usually happens. And my personal feeling is that you should be charged with something if your baby is born. I don't think there's a charge. I just think I don't even know that you lose. I don't know how it happens, but I know you yourself are not allowed to take the baby home. Somebody else has to be the one to take the baby home. Now, where all that goes from there, I don't know. I haven't been that involved in anything like that. But if you're going to go that far, then stick with it. And you have to be able, there has to be a system of saying, okay, we have to stay on top of this. Neighbors said those kids were out there on that busy street on a regular basis by themselves. I don't even care if it's not a busy street. Kids outside by themselves is not okay. But there were bruises and they weren't cared for. They were dirty. They didn't have diapers. They didn't have clean clothes. These are all a thing. Now we could all end up, what I might find to be straight neglect and abuse may not be that to somebody else. But they obviously have standards of what they're supposed to go by. It's not just what you feel like doing that day, but sometimes that's what it kind of seems like to me. My problem really is very much with CPS. That's my personal thing, because they were very well aware of it. That's right. That's what I'm saying, Jim. I don't doubt that there are a lot of issues with CPS, and I'm sure that it has to do with the higher up. It always does. That's why I always say, when you go to McDonald's and you're pissed off because they've raised the price of the burger, you don't yell at the clerk right there, because that clerk doesn't have a damn thing to do with that price, with anything. Somebody else making the decision, somebody who's not involved. Well, this is the problem, Fig. I don't know that they're going to find the body. I kind of I've decided they're probably not. Mostly because I don't want to end up being super disappointed, because I do want that to happen. I want that baby to have a respectful resting place. Yeah, Mama B, that's the way I think, but maybe it's not everywhere. And I don't know about running out of foster families. My daughter and her husband have been trying to adopt a foster child, and you would think that they would be overwhelmed with kids, and they don't have any stipulations. They actually are going with the hardest one, the age that is most hard for adoption. They're not asking for a particular sex, race, anything like that. And you would think that there would be a ton of kids ready for that. It hasn't really happened that way. And they're trying to adopt, and they're good family. I mean, so that right there tells me something too, that they've been qualified for like a year, and they've rarely been had anything brought to them to talk about. I'm just saying. I would think that they would. I would have thought they would already have a child in their home by now. Oh, yeah. You know what? Teachers, I feel so bad for teachers. I always think back to Gabriel Fernandez when that teacher said, she was just going to still just take him home. Thing is, I wouldn't have helped because she's not allowed to do that. They would take him back. I mean, those teachers and, everybody who is calling CPS repeatedly is begging somebody to do something. In Gabriel Fernandez's situation, we see that was the first time ever that CPS workers were brought up on charges because it was horrific. And if anybody doesn't know about that, be careful because that's a rough one to see. That's a rough one it'll tear your heart out. No, and like I was saying the other day, they need stability. They need to be fed, they need to be bathed, and they need to be said, they need to hear, good job, proud of you. That actually does. I love you. Snuggle. That needs it. I believe that actually should happen. I mean, I know it's not, they need to be taken care of, and that's good enough if they're not abused. But it really does, that's what hurts me so bad when I think about these kids that are in a home where it's just, get in trouble or this and that, and never hear anything that's not negative. That is how we change society. This is how we have to change these things, because you look in that house, that is generations of some bad stuff. I do not question for a second that Leilani had a great childhood. I'm sure she did not. But you keep on doing this, and it keeps on generation after generation. And sadly, Quentin might be what actually saves his siblings. Because maybe finally somebody's going to say, this is not a healthy place for these kids. That stuff ends up really making me angry. But outside, no, you're right. Absolutely right. That's the whole thing. Right. This is, oh my gosh, that is so true, because you think, there's so many things you cannot change for your kids. And I always tended to think, should we? You have to learn how to live. You have to learn how to grow. There's a lot of things in child rearing where it's not just your education, not just your food, your food. I mean, you have to learn how to adapt in society. A lot of things on the outside do hurt the kids, and you want to fix them for them. But they at least damn well need to know that there is a safe place at home. But absolutely. And I don't just mean safe from safe where you just don't even feel, you just can feel good. You feel secure. You feel not just safe from the cold and the environment, safe from, you're not just going to be browbeat or whatever, any of it. Sorry, off subject. I just got Amber Alert. In a U-Haul truck. Arizona. Oh, wow. A 13-year-old. So that is not. Okay, so if it's a U-Haul, then Arizona plates don't necessarily, those are going to be different for all over. But wow. A 13-year-old, I don't know why, but I just, for some reason, feel like this is some kind of talking to somebody online, then you don't know who you're really talking to. That doesn't mean that's it. You hope that even it's maybe just another parent. Even though that's not great, but that probably doesn't mean they mean harm to them. I don't know. This stuff makes your stomach hurt so bad. Yikes. In a U-Haul, that's so weird. I don't know. Strange, right? Is there any other no, that's good. No, you're right. That is one good thing about it. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is it like an abduction where, oh my, that's not her dad. Well, that's really sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, that is a good top hats. I'll bet you they probably are. They have to be to some degree because what if people never brought him back? I never really thought about that. Yeah. Oh, I wonder about that. Oh, Quentin? Laura, do you mean Quentin? I can't, I don't think, I would have a really hard time with that. It's who, the people that were in that house know what happened. They do. I don't, I feel very clear about that personally. I think when she was saying things like, well, I hope he's at someone's house that just loves them and just thinks that maybe, they're a savior or something. I think that was another little plug to pin it on the babysitter. That's what I think. First of all, whenever you start telling too many stories, that makes it pretty clear that you can't believe any of them. Yeah, you know what? I think there's a whole lot more. There are more people involved in sex trafficking than we realize. I don't think this about like this baby. This doesn't have any hallmarks of that. Oh yeah, she does. And quite honestly, I mean, this sounds like a really bad thing to say, but if I'm honest here, because it sounds like I'm saying something really, really ugly, and I am, I guess. To just put the baby in the dumpster and move on about your life and make a bunch of shit up, that to me is not just a heartless, evil person. It is a stupid and a lazy person. Because really, if you wanted to get by with it, if you actually wanted to do this and get by with it, you weren't real smart about it. That's my feelings. Right. That's. I think you're right, Jesse. There and certain things they're saying are trying to allude to other people. For one thing, for her to sit there and say, "I hope he's in a house," she knows damn well he's not. She knows damn well. First of all, if you thought there was a chance that baby was alive in somewhere, why wouldn't you be out looking for him instead of acting a damn fool out there in the yard? Why would you be doing that? That doesn't make any sense. I'm telling you, if I couldn't find my child, I would never go to sleep again. I would be, one time I was so scared. I thought my daughter didn't get off. I thought my daughter didn't get off or I thought she did get off the bus, and I didn't know what happened. I was about ready to jump into every damn car that drove by me. I was searching I would bust that damn whatever. You would be looking if there was a slight chance that that baby was in a house being taken care of. It's not true. It's not true. She's a lying piece of crap. Oh, you know what, Mel? I'm just gonna assume yes, based on her background. Yeah, yeah. Laura couldn't what? Maybe I missed something. I'm sorry. Texas, like I think you're absolutely right. I think that they have to have something because they have to have found something that led them to where they are in the landfill. I have 50 Shades. Hi, I remember you from the other day. Oh, don't worry about all. I just didn't know. I just didn't understand what you were saying. Oh, couldn't search. I don't know if anyone told her that or not, but would anyone stop you? I don't give a shit what anyone tells me. Until I find my kid, I will do whatever the hell I got to do. I'll bust doors down. I'll go in. If I think they're in a house, I'll go in there. I don't care. I mean, how does a person ever fall asleep again not knowing where your child is? That is not an option for me. Not. You know, here in Arizona, we had Mikkel Biggs go missing. And that is the one thing that just broke my heart. How do you even live any longer? I can't sleep. I can't eat. I cannot, go to work. I can't do shit until I know where my child is. There's no way. What do you just go, well, hopefully something happens? That happens to a lot of people. I get it. And you have other children you have to take care of and stuff. I just don't know. You damn sure aren't sitting around getting drunk and acting a damn fool. If you think there's any chance that baby's alive. She knows that baby's not. She knows it. Oh, thank you. No, I absolutely. I can't even. You can't just go on and act like life goes on. It can't go on. Right. They could absolutely be doing something. Absolutely. I mean, how would you just sit around? I don't. First of all, I would just lose my mind. And okay, and another thing that we really haven't talked about is even though absolutely those other children should have been taken out of that home and don't need to be brought back, we all know this. But if you had not done anything, I would be hell bent you're keeping my other kids. They're coming home. I've heard nothing like that. Because I promise you, I would be looking for Quentin under every stone, everywhere. And I would make it very clear that my other kids be brought home because they belong with their mother. That's what I would be saying. I would never let anyone take my kid. No. If they came and got my kids, it would be spending 24/7 figuring out how the hell I'm getting them back, because that would be happening. No damn way anyone's keeping my kids. Not going to happen. Hmm? Oh. I was trying to read some of these. Right. And you know what, talk about, that's right. And you would, even the people outside there, no matter how many people they can reach, you wouldn't be trying to fuss with them. I wouldn't. Oh my God. Wait, what? Oh, the real gypsy. What? Wow. I am so sorry. When my daughter was murdered, I could not catch my breath. Oh God. I'm so sorry. Wow. I cannot imagine. I bet you haven't. I bet you haven't. Oh my God. Love and prayers. That is the, right, exactly. Oh, I am so, so sorry. That is, what a tragedy. Oh, I don't even know what to say. I feel sick to my stomach for you. No, I absolutely get your point. Your point is somebody did that to you and you don't know how to live with it. How could you imagine doing it yourself? No. I just am very, very sorry. That's, you see these things and you just always think, my God, you don't know how someone deals with it. It's terrible. It would fall on sleep. Right. Have you heard them saying, hey, give me my baby, a 4-month-old baby? You definitely wouldn't take you would just wouldn't take you wouldn't take my kids now in their 30s. I can't have it. I cannot have it. You would be all over up somebody's ass getting those kids back if you had a damn leg whatsoever to stand on. Or gave a shit. Both. Both. Those kids were failed all the way through, and just maybe the rest. What happened? Oh, did I miss somebody? No, I do think she will. I do think she will. I think she will go to prison. I think she will. They've done themselves no favors by their behavior. See, I'm afraid that my personal feeling is they don't know how. I feel like they're not going to find that child, so they're not going to have a cause of death, and they're not going to have a body. I believe that they probably have video of her putting that child in a dumpster. They have to. There has to be something like that. But there are certain things that make a case a lot harder to convict. I personally don't feel like there's a connection between that family and the police department at all. I just don't, because they're way, way too trashy for that. I'm sorry. I mean, that's my opinion. Um, no, you're absolutely right, Mama B. They did. They did say that. Hmm. And also, I don't know if you remember, Mama B, but also they did check all those ponds in that area. I remember that from the very, very beginning as well. I know that there was some talk about why haven't they checked them? They actually did. I do remember that happening. And if you also remember, then there was also the neighbor that wouldn't show her face but was crying on camera saying she was always afraid for those kids. And they were out there unattended all the time. Yeah, I think they probably, I'm sure they have enough proof. I'm sure they do. But we always have to look back at things like Casey Anthony. Whoever thought she would be acquitted? I surely didn't. And I do know that we can't accept that ever again. That cannot happen again. I'm willing to give them some benefit of the doubt. And another thing that we have to think about is the FBI is who's in charge now. So it really doesn't have anything to do with any of the police there necessarily. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. The FBI is in charge at this point. Right. They can't have cause of death. And even if they find a body, I'm not a doctor, I don't know. It might even be hard to find out. Okay, yeah, you're right. And guess what? Um, that is something else that I have thought about. For a mother to raise two people that have taken lives. Mm. No, you're right, Top Hats. If she didn't, I would be saying, listen, I didn't do this. And let's get that shit straight over with, because if you're waiting on me, you're wasting time. No, everybody would be saying something else. They're not doing anything right. That's what I'm saying. They're not even, just because they are career, lifelong criminals, doesn't mean they're good ones. They're not. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I didn't see who that was with the murder suicide. Who was that? Oh, was that 50 Shades? Wow, I am so sorry about that. That's crazy. Oh, no, you're right, Jessica. Now, see, to me, I don't even give a shit. Nobody did anything wrong except for Casey Anthony. I cannot even, I would like to beat the dog shit out of her, if you want to know the truth. Yeah, I know. Why does she keep saying that? No, she does need to go to jail for sure. I think they both do. They both do. I say haul the whole damn family in. They're a damn mess. Yeah, exactly right, Pam. No, her story doesn't drive in any way, shape, or form. And besides that, you know what happens whenever even an accident happens? Your kid gets hurt, and before you sit around and go, wait a second, how's that going to make me look if I tell anyone? You don't do. You just are like, rush to the hospital, call 911. You don't sit around worried about that kind of shit. You just want to take care of them. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I don't believe anything you say. Yeah, right. What are you saying? Yeah. Whatever it is you think you did, Billy Joe, I'm pretty sure it was worse than you even are acting. Because I'm damn sure not going to say I'm going to jail if I know I didn't do anything. I'm going to say I'm not going to jail. That's not going to happen. Texas. No, I know. I know. I agree with you. I agree with that 100%. It's just getting worse and worse every day. Wait, I didn't see. Where's Frazzled? What was Frazzled? Right. She said she knows better than to trust Leilani. She said it in the very beginning. She knows she can't trust her. And she knows very well how she behaves because she taught her. I believe they've been more like friends. And I don't know if you guys remember, but for a while there, we had a close family friend that would be in the chat. Some of you remember. And when I was saying things like that, she was agreeing with me. I'm saying she. I don't know if she or he or what, but that person was saying, no, you're absolutely right. Because I said, I believe they act more like friends. I think that they hang out and do drugs together. And when she decides to, evict them is because they've had some kind of a fight. And they all just carry on like idiots, if you want to know the truth. That's my thinking about it. And the person that used to be in the chat a lot said, yeah, that's exactly it. I've missed something here now. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, Billy Joe has got a rap sheet. She does. A very healthy one. Nobody in that house. And so if you have raised two children who have ended up taking lives, there is something beyond. Obviously, it's most people don't have any of that. But it is really, really unusual. I have been trying to find where that has happened. I have not even found a case where it's happened, unless it's like the same, in the same situation. Completely different situations for two of her children to do this. That is some shit. It is. You think today was a good person, but yeah, Top Hats. I want to say she said she did, but she told us also that she had sent pictures of belt marks and was kind of ignored or was absolutely ignored by that. I don't know because I've not seen those pictures. I would kind of feel like maybe those pictures would have come out. I don't know. I think you're right. I think that the babysitter, I think she's a good person, but I also think that is a very violent family. I think she was kind of afraid of them. I mean, who wouldn't be? They already busted into her house and shit, like, and they just live. It's really weird because when you go there, you see how close they are. They're really close. No, she is like, when I watched the videos before I went there, it kind of seemed like, and even the way people would talk about it, like it's down the road a little bit. No, it is not. That babysitter is really, really close. And of course, I think that she felt like she had him a lot and she was able to give him food and do things. And I think she was afraid of him. I mean, I personally would not be afraid of them, but I could understand it. They're violent people. They're very violent people. If you've raised two kids that have taken lives, I don't know. That shit comes from somewhere. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's true. Yeah, and especially, like I said, being there and seeing how close proximity it is. Like to me on the TV, I felt like uh, Billy Joe's front yard was a lot bigger than it actually is when I got there. Um, and seeing all of these people too, and seeing all of the nonsense going in and out of there. They're friends. They have some colorful friends. They got. I would not personally be. I wouldn't feel comfortable with them living by me, and I would. They would definitely be people in the neighborhood that I would just be like, no, I'm not even talking to. Well, that's for sure. But I would be one to keep my eye on them. There's a lot. There's a lot there, and she's trying to move now. Yeah, I'm sure they do. I would. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Can you imagine? So when everybody leaves at night, this is what really bothered me when I was thinking back. Because I was out there for a while and I kept thinking, there's stuff all over here, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh my god, that's fish, like cut up. I mean, they're that big pieces, and it was just everywhere. And then a bunch of just a bunch of stuff. But I hadn't been. It was my first day there. I didn't know what had been there before. Um, I just couldn't believe that. And this is somebody who, in my head, I started trying to picture them all drunk, drugged up, whatever, the night before, throwing all that stuff around and laughing, having a big kick out of it. Like, this is stuff a teenager does or something. Um, like TP a house or something. I just can't imagine full grown adults think that is so funny or what. I don't know. They're not right at all. I hope she does. Yeah, I hope she does too. She really has to. I could not be right there. And I would be way more worried about what's going on in the house than protesters, personally. I do understand I understand the neighbors not being happy about that. And like I have said to you guys, and I 100% believe I have a constitutional right to protest and you know, to say my piece. But I also 100% believe in my private property as well. That's another right that we have. And I know for myself, I wouldn't have it. No, you know what though, Fabe, what I don't think you understand is they did. They did call. CPS was very, very much involved. That's the problem. They were very well aware of the situation. And that's why it should never have come to this, which is what we always find out. They know about it. They We've never heard of a case where we found these kids, the Turpin kids, just all kinds of stuff. And we've never heard about this and heard, wow, nobody ever called. No, they do call all the time. Parent or teachers do, neighbors do, people. It happens all the time, and they fell. No, Fig, I don't know if you know that Leilani did not have custody of Quentin or Zane. I don't know why she had custody of Sky, because Sky was 4 months old and she had just been born addicted, or not addicted. I misspoke. With drugs in her system, that baby girl. So I don't know why she was allowed to have them, but she did not have custody of the two boys. Yeah, well, thanks, Top Hats. That's the way I feel because I know for sure how I feel about my home and how I will protect my people, my things going on here. And that's another thing. Why don't they even handle it like that? They don't. Throwing fish around. See, they don't even handle it the way I would handle it. First of all, I appreciate any help anybody wants to give me to help me find this baby. Secondly, you're not going to uh, trespass on my property. That's not going to happen. Oh, oh my gosh. Yeah, I did name them. And that, you know what? I didn't even think about it. I shouldn't do that anyway. I shouldn't even have to be told. But thank you. I can't. It's not anybody's business. I mean, it's out there. I obviously didn't know them personally to know it, but there's no reason for anyone to say it. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think she needs to get as far away from that family as she can. I think everybody should, but I think what needs to happen, that family needs to go to prison, and then whoever, whatever adult was in that house that night does know something. You cannot tell me they don't. Yeah, get the hell away from that crap. No, Fig, you're absolutely right. And you know what? If we're just being completely honest here, Billy Joe was not. Uh, she shouldn't have been able to have custody either. I don't think. If you recall listening to that video or that recording where uh, Bubba, Quentin's father, when he did when he recorded that phone call, she said in that phone call, you know, people don't act right on drugs. I know I don't act right on drugs. She says that. Yeah, she I'm telling you, she did drugs with her daughter and hung out with her. That is what I think happened. Right? You know what? Because well, the other two, the boys, I think she was just allowed to because mom took the children, and it wasn't a situation where my understanding that she did not even, you know, like try to argue about it. Leilani didn't try to argue for custody of him. She didn't trust him, but you know what? I think they were much better with Billy Joe, but they weren't. It wasn't good enough. She left him with her, knowing that it wasn't. Oh, I don't know if she went to church or not, but I know that I don't know that sometimes they go there for the wrong reasons, and sometimes they know they need it, but that doesn't mean that they don't go home and do something. I don't actually know anything about that. I did hear him say that there was a picture of her at church and she looked really good, like healthy. Um, but she did just say that on that recording. She said that about herself on drugs. And when I saw her on Cher's channel, I guarantee you, I know for sure that mouth stuff she was doing, that's drugs. So I've seen that way too many times in my life and it makes me crazy to see it. Yeah, who knows why she's going to, yeah, I don't know about that. I do know, oh, you know, remember we saw some of those TikTok videos where she kind of did a little bit of that too. You know, I'm not going to, I don't want to get too far into it, but I'll tell you, I've known plenty of people that they went there too. It didn't necessarily mean that. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I missed something, so I'll just stay out of it. No, you're right, Mama B. I do. I remember this from the very beginning, and I couldn't find anything. It took me a while to be able to get any kind of family dynamics or anything. I heard the next day. I heard Plunder. I don't. You guys seen Plunder? I really like her. She said that she pays for a service that is like it's like a nationwide scanner kind of a thing. And so she had mentioned it. She said she heard something about this kid and she couldn't find anything. So that's when I just started trying to do looking into it. And it was the day after. And I was having a hell of a time coming up with anything. But yeah, Mama B, I was doing the same thing. Like I remember all that stuff. Well, yeah, of course they do. They, and that's fine. God can forgive you, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to take responsibility for it. I like her too a lot. I like Plunder a lot. Oh, I am really not understanding what's going on here, so maybe I must have missed something. I also had. Yeah, I have TMJ too, and it's painful. Right. Yeah, the TMJ. I think I've just become used to the pain, honestly. Yeah, I am very worried that something's going to happen, but I honestly do feel that she's going to pay for this. Like, they are some of the dumbest people I've ever seen. They are not even trying to behave themselves at all. It's not a good look. And I think, it gives you so many reminders of Casey Anthony. Like, in the very beginning, remember when Cindy calls the police and she's like, it smells like there's been a dead body in my car. She says that. And my daughter says she hasn't seen her child for 30 days. Then she started toning back her talk too. And this reminds me a lot of the way with, Billy Joe talking. Babe, would you mind? Just ice. Um, Kind of the same way Billy Joe was saying she thinks that she knows she can't trust her daughter. What did she say? She just doesn't always behave or what have you. I don't know. But she was saying stuff. And then now she's trying to dial it back. But the one thing about the Anthonys, at least pretty much, they absolutely didn't behave like these people. Not at all. I don't think this might even be worse than Dawn and Candace. Well, I mean, seriously. Dawn, well, wow. Those people are really dumb. No, I think it's very similar to, I mean, Casey Anthony, she was not behaving prior to, she was out at the bars and carrying on, but that was prior to them knowing about it. At least once we knew the child was missing, she was curtailed a little bit. Now, she made up every idiotic damn thing in the world. Yeah, I believe these people are absolutely. Oh, okay. Oh, it's perfect. Thank you. Yeah, it's very reminiscent of that situation. But these people are just, they're beyond anything. And I was there listening to all the, even just during the day, out of nowhere, and you can't really hear it on, like, even no matter who is live, you couldn't really tell. I never heard it on the scene. There's just shouting and shit. I didn't even know what was going on over there. It's weird. You would think if they're that bothered, they would just stay inside. Now, again, I don't believe that anybody needs to force me to stay inside if I don't want to at my house. But why wouldn't you do that? Oh, I think that either Danny is a witness or there's no way he's just I think he probably is. Something's got to be up with that. Not only because they have not said anything about him, but also he got the hell out of there fast, real fast. No, you're right. That's what I'm saying. You're right. 50 Shades. Um, George and Cindy Anthony never just accepted that that child was gone, and they absolutely were looking for her. They were heartbroken. They weren't acting like this. No, you're right. I don't know how I would act. I know that I would not be able to take it. I would snap. I would. Well, I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't. Laura, I agree. That's why I'm saying as much as I know I have the right to protest, I also know I have a right to my property 100%. No, I think it's really weird that, he took off immediately. And I heard somebody saying that his parents came and they were all doing drugs or something. I don't know who, but I feel like he left that day, like that next day. And people say, well, so and so failed the polygraph, so and so. We don't know any of that. We this is just what is rumored and stuff. We don't really know it. The police know a whole lot more, and they don't need to tell us everything. They don't. That's not smart on their part. It's just not. Oh, was it 4 days? It seemed immediate. It seemed very quick to me. Like he didn't hang around long. No, 50 Shades. This is what I'm saying. That's how you would act if you know you didn't do anything. I would know for sure. And people coming there trying to help find my child, I would appreciate their help. So there's all kinds of different ways. But if people wanted to just harass me at my home, I wouldn't put up with it. But I would not have put my child in a dumpster. So it's all a thing. It's their behavior is just not. They don't behave ever. I'm convinced of that. They don't ever behave. It's really disgusting. And then, did you guys see that? I didn't catch. I never saw any video of it, but Dolly had on his thumbnail photo, I'm not sure. I think it must have been like yesterday's when it happened, maybe. Um, I've been trying to catch up to everything I missed while I was traveling for an entire day and all that kind of stuff. But Billy Joe came out in a really short pink dress and heels, and she was surprised to see that anybody was there because she thought that the sign was going to, the loitering sign was going to stop people. So he said then she started running with heels on. Like, I saw a picture of her with this dress on. Like, I mean, it just looked really odd. Like, I don't know what the hell that was about. But like, she had plans because she thought nobody was going to be there watching her. That's what's driving them crazy, is that people are seeing what they're doing. That's what I think. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that would be question. You would question why he wouldn't take his daughter. I would think that too. What I happen to believe is that he knew, I'm pretty sure that the authorities told him that those children were not going to stay with any of them. Yeah, that's what he said. He said, "Yeah, you guys got to go look." It The thumbnail has a picture of her in this dress. Because when I first saw it, I thought, "Wow, when was that?" I think it was just very recently. Yeah, they don't want people to see what they're up to. That's what I think. That's why a whole lot of it is going on at night, which I don't know when they're sleeping. Oh, you did see that? Wow, I didn't see the picture of her running with it. Yeah, you definitely got to read. There was a lot going on, and it was a little crazy for me. I know I felt at times I was missing stuff because I was just like, oh God. Um, in fact, like, I didn't even realize, people were running down the street and stuff was happening, and I was like, oh, I bet I should get this on tape. I didn't even know Dolly was over there. It was a lot. And those crackheads are not helping shit. They were driving right up on us, and I think that pink dress was early. Oh, yes. Was it okay? I couldn't tell. I wasn't quite sure when that happened. I honestly thought it was probably an old picture. And he said, if you look at that picture, she come out in big heels, and I was like, wow, I did not know what that was. Oh my God. Wow. So what, she was just coming home? I don't know. I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let it go. I don't know anything about it. You had crack baby. Oh my gosh. When me and Lisa were trying to talk to them, when she had that um, breathalyzer outfit on, and there was so much shouting, and I couldn't even hardly tell what I was hearing. I just heard, because whoever show they were on or whatever channel was shouting the whole time too. And I don't think you guys could hear that, but it was really crazy. Um, Whoever was in there, I don't know who it was, but whoever was in there, that was just, I was only catching here and there. And she was saying, you're over there making $10,000 a day. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not. I'm not making 10 cents a day. But there was just so much being said I couldn't even understand. Because between the crackheads carrying on, saying weird shit, arguing with themselves, then all that shouting coming through the phone, it was too much for me to understand what was going on. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, good. I want to see that. I do want to go and look and see. Because I just saw the pictures and I was like, oh God. Oh, it was Cher's channel. QB's like, oh, see, I don't know. I don't know that boy. I didn't know, but it was a lot. It was real crazy sounding to me. I guess it kind of told me that it didn't surprise me that these people are their friends. And it doesn't surprise me that they are friendly with Billy Joe and Layla, any of those people. Because I can tell you right now, I'm not a judgmental person, but those two people that were there would never be guests in my home. I don't really want anything to do with that kind of stuff. Because I feel very comfortable saying they're crackheads. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you know what? Okay, now. Right? Yeah. If that's who you hang out with, then I'm good. I'll go somewhere else. Oh my God, that's so funny that you say that though, because about wait, where was it? Oh, now I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something good. Oh, yeah, they're right. That's right. That's when they called me. What was it? Oh gosh, I'm gonna forget now.
Snot rocket.
Snot rocket. Yeah. That's funny. Well, just that's exactly right. First of all, what business is it of anybody's for what anyone's doing? You can either. This is my whole thing. If I don't enjoy a channel, then I just don't watch it. Um, and I'm not going to. I'm also not going to sit here and worry about who gave somebody money. If I didn't give it to them, then it's none of my business. People do what they want to do. And you know what? Some people enjoy that kind of stuff and they want to give money for it. That's not me, but that doesn't make they have a right to give people money if they want to. I don't know. I just am like, all I'm saying is you're saying all this stuff to me and I just really can't. I have no answers for you on this. But I can't. Oh my God, the clown too. Right. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of forgetting about some of this nonsense. There was a clown. Oh my God. See? See what they're doing? If I don't know where my grandchild is, I don't think I'm going to put a dress on. I don't think I'm putting makeup on. I'm not going to go to the bar. None of these things. I don't put dresses on too often anyway. Rarely go to the bar. But anyway, these are not things that any of us would do. But that's right. I did catch some of that. I need to go and find. There's some stuff I didn't catch because I did see some of that. Ugh, that's wild. right. I mean, for me, where I'm coming from is I haven't done anything like that. I don't know anything about it. I just know, like, I didn't shout because that's not who I am. I also respect certain things. It's both sides. I'm not, but I truly don't tell anyone else how to act. I would never say that somebody shouldn't give them money or tell them what the hell they should do with it if they get it. And none of it is my business. That's all I know. It is none of my business. 100%. Did I? I was horrified a few times. I'm like, oh shit, what the hell? I was a little bit horrified for quite a bit of it. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's. But again, and it's still, we're going back to where I feel like so much of it is just the fact that what about the baby? We're still, that's why I can't handle the whole who's giving money, who's doing what. Because again, this is not talking about the baby, and we need those people to go to jail, and we also need for CPS. I don't know what the problem is. I hear different stories about it, but I can tell you right now, whatever is happening needs to be fixed. It is, I'm going to say, my opinion, just my opinion, it is an epidemic. Every single time this shit is brought to the news and we find out about it, there's never ever been a time I can recall that we did not hear that they had been called on several occasions. And how many are living but in horrible, horrible situations? And this is what's unacceptable. This is our future. This is our country's future, our children. These are God's children. These need to be all of our children. We need to not accept it. I by no means think I need to tell a parent how to parent their children, but if they are not taking care of them, we need to get involved in that. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. I've told some of you that my son was in second grade. I picked him up one day. I worked for the school district too, just a different school that year. But I picked him up on a Friday and he said, Mom, a girl in my school died in my class. And I said, are you kidding? Why? Well, he said, I think it was asthma. Well, it wasn't asthma. I soon found out a lot more about it, obviously. But both parents ended up convicted of taking her life. But the school district alone, I don't know about the neighbors or anything else. The school district alone had called CPS 18 times. 18 times. That's a problem. Big problem. And it had my son all upset. And it was like, oh my God, it was a big deal because, we really didn't ever know anyone who had had their life taken. But to find out that 18 times, what in the hell is going on? What is going on? And whenever I finally went, or when we heard about that house, there was no furniture at all in this house. Every child had a computer and had to do a lot of work on the computer every day. It was all about their schoolwork and stuff. But what had happened is she had played in the dirt and got dirty. And that is why she was severely beaten. And because of their religion, they put her in some kind of, I don't know what, at their house. I don't know. No, this is what happens all the time. And you know what? Ray of sunshine, nice to see you. Um, we only end up hearing about the ones who don't make it through alive. And quite honestly, those might be the ones that are saved. Is that horrible to say? I don't know. At least right now, we know that baby Quentin is not being beat anymore and he's in God's hands. But how many just go through horrific things and we never know about it? That's a lot. That is a lot. I remember during COVID, my daughter was telling me that uh, CPS reports had gone down 40 some percent during that time. And that is not because they stopped being neglected and abused. It's because they didn't go to school. And what killed me during that is how many times I worked for my kids' school district. I worked at my kids' school for several years until junior high, and I knew they didn't want me to keep doing that. A lot of those kids, the best meal they're going to get all day is at school. And you know this. So during COVID, that's what really had me concerned is they're not even going to get that one meal. I am one of those, and I'm lucky I survived. Don't know how, but I'm still here. You grew up in an abusive situation, Jessie Lynn. This must be triggering. I'm sorry. Oh my God, Harmony. That. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Harmony really wants you to lose your shit. Hello from Costa Rica. I'm very sorry, Jessie Lynn. I'm very sorry to hear that. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm very happy that you survived it. And I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. It happened. You know what? I bet you it happens in so many houses that we never would have even thought about. And I'm so sorry about that. Well, emotional is for sure going to go along with, I mean, if that's additionally even more, but how could it not be emotional? Oh, good night, Mama B. She's going to bed. I didn't see that. See, I'm missing some stuff. Yes. Love and prayers, Jessie Lynn, for sure. And thank God you got out. Oh, yeah, that's. Oh, gosh. Well, you know what I always say it's darkest before the dawn. And at some point, I don't know, it is going to get better. It has to get better, right? I mean, it can't get worse, but maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about all of it. I'm very sorry. You know, we're all going to wrap you in prayer, and it's going to, and that's what you know, I'm not trying, again, not saying how everybody believes. That I believe in prayer 100%. And it doesn't always mean that we get what it is that we're asking for. You know, one of my favorite sayings is thank God for unanswered prayers. A lot of times we think we know what's best for us, and it's not necessarily what's best. Oh, hi, Becca. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad to have you here. Welcome, and I hope you can stick around. No, it does. And you know what? Sometimes what we have to just say is, from what's hard, because I know forever it's like, okay, God, please do this. God, please do that. Obviously, I pray for everybody's health and well being. But, sometimes you just have what you really need to say is, just your will to be done, and leave it to Him. No, you can't recover from that, Jesse. No, you're absolutely right. You can't. Nobody can. Nobody can recover from that. You can't. I did finally speak about it the other day about we lost our son last year. And I think, honestly, I still almost can't believe it's true. You don't ever recover. How can you? You're welcome. Thanks for being here. These cases make me so mad. The moms who don't. That's exactly right. That's exactly what I'm saying. And the ones who put drugs and all this horse shit in front of their kids. No, you're right. So that's how you feel, though, is, you're a good mother, you did everything for your child, you still lose your child, and then they're the ones that don't care and abuse them. No, it's hard. It's very hard. Yep, you're right, babe. Pray for inner peace. That's right. Because that's about the only way to get through that stuff. That's the only way I can. People like us never understand. No, you're right. Well, and that's what I always say. If I understood this shit, um, I would just then what would that make me if I understood some of this crap? Oh, hello, Michelle. No, we never understand how people can and do anything to a child. I like I've told you guys before, when one of the kids gets, they get hurt at all, any little thing, when they cry at all, I don't want that to happen. It hurts my heart, even when I know it's not even, maybe they're even just being a little stinker, and they're just tired. It still hurts my heart. I don't want it. I don't want them to feel like that. And we don't know. So for somebody to be able to put a child in a trash can is unfathomable to me. And it's hard to throw away stuff out when you look into the. Oh wow, top hat. I mean, is that not true though? It's it's hard to get rid of those things. It really truly is. But you go to that level and that's something that nobody, that's why you know that this person is on in a, they're nothing. We can never understand that person. We can never understand anything that she does. And I don't want to understand her. Because if I can figure her shit out, then I'm not right either. But I personally don't believe that they can even be rehabilitated. I don't. I'm not saying they do it again, but it's just because nobody's, that they don't have access to anybody that helpless that has irritated them so much. Because that's what I think. I think they're annoyed with them or something. I don't know. Well, it is powerful to me because that's the way I see it, but I obviously didn't mean to. That's all I could think about was, oh my God, I can't even throw away their stuff they made me. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got pretty emotional on that live myself. And I didn't actually mean to at all. I really didn't. Oh, well, thank you, 50 Shades. I appreciate that. And that's what I think I, that's why I say I have to just be myself. I didn't go there and just try to fit in with anybody. I just went to be myself because that's what I have to do. This one hurt me. They all hurt me. I think about cases, you can't even believe how many. My poor kids know about most of them as well because it's just something we do. Um, oh, that's awesome. Mommy, thank you. Um, I've let so many of these really get to my heart. And I'm never going to stop doing it though. My husband says, I don't know how you sleep at night. He says, I couldn't sleep if I got involved in all this stuff. But I just do. I can't help it. Um, right. Right, Faith. It's hard to get rid of that stuff. It's really hard for me. Oh, well, you're very welcome, Jesse Lynn. Thanks for being here. I am really excited about having, um, to get to know all of you. I'm really excited about this. I mean, I'm not happy to hear about some of your heartache, but we can add more people to pray for you and more people to try to uplift you in whatever way we can. That's that's what we got to do for people. Some of this stuff, it's really hard for I'm a fixer. This is my problem. I want to fix everything, and I can't. And that actually becomes kind of hard, right? I know every once in a while I keep telling my husband something, and pretty soon I'm like, uh, I can't fix this. He's like, no, you can't. You can't. And those are the really hard ones when you cannot fix it. But you have to accept that sometimes. You just have to accept that. Because if I can, I literally will. I will do everything I can. I want to fix everything. Problem is, I want to fix most of it with food. I want to force feed and overfeed everybody. I feel like eating is the best thing for everyone. Well, I'm so happy for you to be here. You're not marrying kids. Yeah, not all. I can fix shit too. It's not the way that you can. Mm. Oh yeah, thanks, Frazzled. Yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm sorry. Here's some food. No, you're right, Jennifer. I hope so too. I hope so too. And I hope to, I really would love more than anything to build a community where people feel very comfortable saying what they think about things. And I also want to have times where we do very uplifting things, not, um, not to always be sad, because it's really easy to fall into that. And sometimes we just need to be happy. And one thing I have to also apologize about, um, I've never missed a Friday night fun until this last Friday. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. It almost was, the whole trip to Savannah was kind of a whirlwind. We even had some serious family stuff go on while I was there, and it was just a whirlwind. So we were out to dinner and we went to a piano bar Friday night, and all of a sudden Mr. Snotty says Friday night fun, and I'm like, oh my God. I didn't even realize it was Friday. I really didn't. Sorry, I am very sorry, because I at least should have let you know that or something, but I've never missed Friday night fun. And I did. I apologize. I do. Right? And Montana's a great big state, just like Wyoming right next to it. Big, wonderful Wyoming. I've spent a lot of time there. Yeah, I didn't even think a thing about what day of the week it actually was. Oh my gosh. Because Friday night fun is when we just don't talk about it. Friday night fun. We try to decompress from the week and let go of, what is the prayer? The serenity prayer. What is it? Oh my God. I know it. I just can't think of it right now. I'm 40 minutes from Yellowstone Park. Oh, that's a beautiful area. I actually have never been to Montana, but Wyoming is really, really big, and so I was only on one part of that. Oh yeah, 2 days. Oh, there you go. Yep. Grant me the wisdom to change the things I can change, and to see. I'm not. It's not coming out right. Sorry, it's not coming out. I do know it. I I need to shut up before I really show my ass like that I don't know it, and I do. But you're right. We know what we're talking about. This, and that's what we have to say sometimes. We can't do it. We can't do it. Ha ha ha. Right. Except the things that I cannot. Yep. Yep. Well, I think we might cut this now. I've got my precious baby in the morning, as I do. Some of you don't know, I keep my 1-year-old grandson Monday through Friday. And I still generally come on each evening, almost always. Um, oh, you sent me an email. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Top. That's very nice of you. I do need to. I didn't even think about it till now that I've been trying to go through all my comments, and we were on the plane for so many hours yesterday, and I didn't have any service, but I didn't even check my email, but I do need to. Um, yeah, I will do that. And I know that it was saying to push to a long thing. It just nothing was happening. But I thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys all for being here so much. It was awesome. It was great. I had a great time, and think we hashed a lot of that out, and maybe we'll have some good news over on that front. I don't know. But God bless everybody. I'll have everyone in my prayers. And I hope you all have a great night. Thank you so, so much. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate all of you. Oh, yeah. No, well, I have heard some of the stuff, a little bit about the mods, but I know for sure that Mr. Snotty can be trusted because I can personally handle him. That's funny. Yeah, sweet dreams all. Everybody have a wonderful night and God bless. And I will see you tomorrow. And I will check out that email. Thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. So everybody have a great night. Thank you. Thank you. Is it off?